Hi, it's Linda with No Frills ASMR. Whoops. A neighbor of mine gave me a sack of books because I was thinking maybe I could use some of them. But most of them didn't have any pictures, which isn't that exciting. But this one does. And it says, "Did I Do That? The Best and Worst of the 90s." It says toys, games, shows, and other stuff. I love NKOTB, which stands for New Kids on the Block. So this era, the 90s, actually a little after my time. I was 10 years old in 1980 and 20 years old in 1990. So, I was like a 20-year-old. I was more into, I don't know. Actually, I think that's right. I moved out to Arizona then. And I remember my uncle gave me one year for Christmas, and it must have been right around 1990. He gave me 2 CDs, and one was Vanilla Ice, and one was Garth Brooks' No Fences. And that was really the beginning of where I kind of dipped my toes into country music for a little while. So during that time, I listened to country a lot because I was out in Arizona and it was popular, I think, anyway. But the Vanilla Ice, I think I returned it. Anyway, all right, let's see what kind of thing. So what I'm saying is, I don't know if I'll know all this stuff. I do know that's a Furby, but I never have even touched one, I don't think. Because, yeah, Super Soaker. Now, I do remember a Super Soaker. My parents have a place that's on a lake, and so we all we didn't all have them, but we had a couple of Super Soakers, and so people would be in the water on like a raft, and then people would be on the dock with their Super Soakers, and you'd like shoot at them and play like it mattered you're in the water anyway, but it was still like, nah, don't shoot me. Anyway, we'd play with those. So I do remember Super Soakers. You know that obnoxious cocksure kid who, through charm or apparent coolness or just really dreamy eyes, conned you into handing over your expensive, awesome new toy and then held onto it for way too long, saying something like, "Just let me play with it for one more minute." Yes. Ugh. Every time you meekly asked for a turn with this wonderful thing that you owned, that your parents bought for you, and not this jerk. Well, I was the jerk with dreamy eyes. Not always, or even usually, but one day on a class trip to a local beach, that was me. Yeah, I used to kind of hate it when, like, guys, and sometimes they're even, like, friends, people you're friends, but they'd take your thing, and then I'm shorter, so they'd hold it up in the air, like, so I couldn't reach it, and they thought it was funny, and it would really make me mad. And I've had this happen to me as an adult, by the way. The bit of cutting edge plastic that I so heartlessly held capture, the Super Soaker 100. Wetter is better. Yeah, these things are awesome. You could fill them up, because up until then all you had was like a pistol water gun. And this thing you could just... The decade's best invention. Nickelodeon. Yeah, I never really watched Nickelodeon except when I had kids, which would have started, my first was born in 1999, so he probably wouldn't have seen, and we never had cable. We just watched it when we were at like grandparents' house. But yeah, I don't think they ever watched this show or this, so I didn't really know. I do remember guys who were in their 20s would watch Ren and Stimpy and Beavis and Butthead, but I never watched those. Rollerblades. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got a hold of some rollerblades, and rollerblading along, and I was feeling pretty cool because I was doing fine. And then there was a hill, a downhill, and I realized I didn't really know quite how to stop. So I'm going down the hill, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to wipe out. But I made it to the bottom of the hill, but now I'm going fast, and there was a puddle, and I don't know exactly what happened with those rollerblades to that puddle, and I wiped out. And to this day, I'll still get pain in my knee from that wipeout. I hurt my knee so bad. It swelled up so huge. And then the next weekend, I thought it was kind of okay. It just hurt, but I thought it was okay. So I had planned to do this hike with my friends up this mountain. And so I went ahead and did that because, I'm 22 and not going to not do that. And I go up the mountain, and I was okay. But then when I started to come down, that knee started hurting so bad. I had to do every step where you put your weight on the other. And then it swelled up. So I never rollerbladed again. I have another rollerblading story, but I'll save that for a different day. Rollerblading for girls. Natural selection. Rollerblading wasn't a fad. At least it didn't seem like one. It felt like the next progression in skating technology. But I hardly ever see people rollerblading anymore. By the way, there's a thunderstorm outside. So if you hear rain and thunder, that's why. And when I do, they look just as out of place as they would if they'd been riding one of those penny farthing bikes with the huge front wheel and small back wheel. Around the time that rollerblades were becoming popular, interest in skateboarding was on the rise. This is when it became acceptable to substitute the X in extreme with an X. Aggressive skateboarders and rollerbladers, people you'd see grinding on handrails, were rivals. Never really thought about that. Being forced to share the same skating areas bred tension. The struggle between rollerbladers and skateboarders was like the struggle between two competing species fighting over limited resources in an ecosystem. Skateboarding is still popular, but rollerblading isn't. Evolution in action. They talk about Airborne, a 1993 Warner Brothers picture. Never heard of that. In the movie, Mitchell, Shane McDermott, a laid-back California kid whose ultimate goal in life is to be styling, moves to Cincinnati, where he's forced to contend with snow, hostile jocks, and in the tale's thrilling conclusion, a rollerblade race down the quaintly named Devil's Backbone. Who's the girl in this movie? It doesn't say. I can't tell who that is. Oh, Bart Simpson. Yeah, well, he started in the 80s. He was around in the 80s. Don't have a cow, man. But I guess the Bart Simpson peeing on things that people have on the back of their cars, that probably started in the 90s, I guess. Conan O'Brien was one of the original writers, I think, on Bart. I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you? The Bart Simpson doll. A Bart Simpson alarm clock. I don't know what this is. Rufio and Bart Simpson, brothers from another mother. I don't know what that is. Okay. Batman. Well, he's been around forever, so what's this? Created by comic book writer and artist Bob Kane, the Batman character first appeared in Detective Comics number 27 in 1939. While people who don't read comics might not be familiar with Captain Marvel, the best-selling... Well, this book must be old because I think we're all familiar with Captain Marvel. What? Where's the publication date? That's weird. Okay. Anyway, the best-selling title of the industry's golden age, Batman is recognizable to the general population because Hollywood has thoroughly mined the superhero story. Before Tim Burton's 1989 Batman, Adam West played the Caped Crusader on TV in the 60s. I used to watch that Batman and Robin with Adam West all the time. And there were animated series featuring Batman that aired in the 70s and 80s. The thing I remember most about that Batman, I feel like almost every episode, Batman or Robin would end up on a table and there'd be like a table saw blade spinning and they'd get closer. Seems like that happened an awful lot. Oh, there's Batman Returns with Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is so funny. I love him, and Michael Keaton's awesome. I actually love all three of these people. I don't know about this movie, although I think I liked it. But I just think they're all awesome. The Happy Meal version of Catwoman and her, well, the package says leopard. Joker Mobile Happy Meal toy. I think I remember this one in 1993. Huh. The Batman Returns board game. Wow. That's cool. Batman Forever. Oh, yeah, The Nightmare Before Christmas with Jack Skelton. And what's her name? Doesn't say. I should know her name. I think I do somewhere in my brain. It's showtime. Beetlejuice. Now, I thought Beetlejuice came out in the 80s. Huh. Didn't it come out in the 80s? I swear this came out in the 80s. Batman was just one part of Tim Burton's agenda to make grim, dark subjects palatable for kids. We also had his Beetlejuice cartoon. Oh, cartoon. Okay. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, yeah, I am. Now that I see this. Remember that? Yeah, that does look familiar. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. They're making a sequel, I think, to Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton and, what's her name from Schitt's Creek? I love her. She looks like, I look like her, kind of. People used to tell me that. I can't remember her name. Anyway. Dudley U. 80s movie inspiration. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I loved that movie. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure cartoon spinoff. Oh. Yeah, I was going to say, these are all 80s. Back to the Future. Loved it. Great movie. Bill and Ted's I haven't seen since it was new, but at the time I loved it. The Real Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters I remember liking, but then I think I saw it later on. Like I liked it when I was a kid, but then when I saw it more as an adult, I was like, I don't know. Goosebumps, yeah. I never have read a Goosebumps, but I feel like when I used to babysit, sometimes the kids would have these, and I was like, that's too scary. Let's read something not scary. I was never, like, this creeped me out. I was kind of like a big chicken as a kid. Like, I think these didn't come around till I was older, and I still found them too scary. I remember being alone in my house one time when I was young. Like, it wasn't my apartment, though. It was that first house I had, so it must have been like 95, probably. But anyway, I was home alone, and there used to be a show called Tales from the Crypt. And the guy who introduced Tales from the Crypt, what was his name? He had a name. Anyway, he looked like a skeleton, like with long hair or something. I don't know. He scared me so bad I couldn't like sleep the whole night. So the next day I went to work and I asked my manager if I could borrow her dog for the week because I was scared to be alone in the house. And she was like, absolutely, because she wanted a break from her dogs, I guess. And those dogs smelled, man. They didn't smell good. I think I gave them both a bath as soon as they got. Anyway, the Goosebumps effect. Stein said that his goal in writing is to show kids how entertaining reading can be. Well, yeah, that's good. I don't think I really read much as a kid. I didn't start reading until college. I think that I read the book Cold Sassy Tree, which I recommend. It's just like a feel-good little story. And that got me into reading. And then I read a ton for a lot of years. And then, I don't know, around COVID, for some reason, I stopped reading and I haven't really gone back. Beekman's World, don't know that. And Bill Nye the Science Guy. Yeah, I liked Bill Nye. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill. Yeah, I don't know why I would have seen him. He must have been on like Saturday TV or something. Captain Planet? I don't know this guy. Are you guys familiar with this dude? I've never seen him before, ever. Captain Planet's raison d'etre. I don't know that word. Not population. I thought it said take population down to zero. No, it says take pollution down to zero. And in episode after episode of Captain Planet and the Planeteers, he'd combat some environmental threat. Well, that's interesting. If, say, mutant nuclear terrorist Duke Nukem, no relation to the endearing video game character, I don't even know what that is, had set off a nuclear power plant meltdown, Captain Planet would rip the entire power plant from its foundation and throw it into the sun. I don't know. What is the end of this? Teaching us that nuclear power is dangerous and that space is suitable depository for just about anything we don't want to deal with here on Earth. I don't know that one. Captain Planet and the Planeteers toy cars. Obviously a precursor to the Prius. Whoever wrote this is kind of funny. Amber, it's a woman, Amber Humphrey. The eco-villain Duke Nukem. You know what's weird? I've heard of him, but it's only because I just read it right there. Wow. Okay. Kwame, Wheeler, Linka. Was that G? Don't know any of this. This must be big. Look at how many pages he has on this, or she has this. Never heard of it. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay, something funny about this. Like, I don't know, a few days ago, I did a video on NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Alliance. Sorry, NATO, no, organization. Wait, anyway, whatever. And I was tracing the map, and somebody said in the comments that they were expecting it to be an episode of Carmen Sandiego, which I thought was a funny comment, even though I don't get it, because I've never seen this show. I've heard of it, like I remember the picture, but I don't know anything about it, and I have a feeling it probably would have been something I'd enjoy. I mean, it definitely seems like something I'd like. The search is on. Oh, it was a computer game in Broader-Bund Software 1985. I bet that was in that book. I did a video with an old 1980s computer game, sales catalog. I'm sure it was in there because I think it was from that year. And by 1994, the program was being incorporated into elementary school curricula across the United States. That's pretty cool. No, but seriously, where is she? The Oregon Trail. Now this one, I've heard so many people, even in the comments of this channel, people I only know about that from the Oregon Trail. I know what it was. I was watching another ASMR person talking about a book she read that was sort of, it was called The Hunger, I think, and it was about the oh my gosh, I'm blanking. The people who people who went across the country and they starved and then resorted to cannibalism. The Donner Party. But anyway, and she was saying the only thing she knew about it was from this. So I don't know if they talk about the Donner Party or did she just mean the Oregon Trail. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, I've never played that, but I think like my brother may have had this floppy disk or something. It seems familiar. Tiger Electronics held handheld games. Well, these were in the 80s. Not these, but like these. Definitely played with some of those. Fun on the Run. Power Rangers, Jurassic Park, Batman, WWW, Grudge Match, Ninja Fighter, Mighty Ducks. That's like so crazy to me that the Mighty Ducks was a movie and they actually named a hockey team after the kids' movie. It's kind of funny. Mega Monsters. I think I remember that. Football, yeah. This is old. A vaguely football-shaped generic football game, 1991. Yeah. We had this one at some point. And this is like, it's like Tetris. I don't know. Lights Out. Handheld electronic puzzle game with a 5x5 grid of purple buttons. Some buttons were lit, some unlit. When you pressed one of the glowing buttons, the light shut off, but the adjacent buttons would light up. The object of the game was to turn off all the lights in the fewest number of moves. Yeah, I feel like I remember this one. Disney Afternoon. Tailspins Baloo. DuckTales. I did watch DuckTales. And there was Scrooge McDuck. But that's from the 80s. That wouldn't have been in the 90s. Here's Scrooge McDuck. He'd sit on his pile of money. DuckTales, maybe the most renowned of the bunch, taught us there's only one thing better than owning a vault full of cold hard cash, and that's swimming in it. The show revolved around identical triplets, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and their great uncle, Scrooge McDuck. He is Donald's uncle. They don't say what year, but I know this was around in the 80s. Not these toys, maybe, but for sure. Pogs, or Pogues? How do you say that? Okay, what is up with these? I'd never had these, and I don't know anything about them. But my girlfriend, who's 5 years younger than me, she was like, yes, you know those. They were everywhere. And she kept like, you know how people are like so disbelief that you don't know something. I'm like, I really don't. But I still didn't understand. Is it a game? Anyone who was anyone in the 90s, I was not, had a Pog storage tube, stacks upon stacks of Pogs, or Pogues, I don't know, and heavy-duty slammers. What? I have no idea. There was an episode of The Simpsons where Bart sold his soul to Milhouse, and then Milhouse traded the soul away for Alf Pogs. In 1994, most of us would have gladly exchanged one measly soul to get a handful of those wondrous scraps of cardboard. Pogs were currency back then, a social currency. If you had a lot of them, then you were awesome and had some cachet in your local Pog community. If you didn't have a lot of them, then you had financially responsible parents. I'm guessing they passed down their wisdom and that you aren't in debt right now. Good job, your parents. It's not that Pogs were expensive, but having to pay for them at all when you could have easily made your own was crazy. Yeah, so it wasn't a game or anything. Some genius made these and made so much money. That's wild. All pogged out. Magic the Gathering. How should I put this? Magic the Gathering was a fantasy-based trading card game played by people who were not into sports. It was released in 93, and I remember a lot of boys with fanny packs playing it, no judgment. There were different card types like land or creature, and when you were ready to play, you'd construct a deck by strategically picking out the cards from your collection that you thought would give you the biggest advantage against your opponent. Huh. Yeah, a lot of people play this now. Like, I feel like it's very popular now. I was kind of asking my son, I'm still going to go through more of his Pokemon cards. I have more left, but I was asking if he had any of these magic cards because I thought that could be interesting to look at, but I don't think he has any. I can't remember if he said no or if he never responded to my text. Anyway, I don't remember. Oh, look at them all. I can remember as a waitress sometimes with the tip, people put these in with your tip. Because I had one like in my order book for a while. I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't remember. It's funny. They're just Lisa Frank. Well, yeah, Lisa Frank has been around since the 80s for sure. Because I remember girls having Trapper Keepers that had these like designs, kitty cats and rainbows and puppies and stuff. Oh yeah, like that for sure. I feel like she's just eternal. Like I still see Lisa Frank stuff. In Lisa Frank's fantastic world, nothing could ever be too bright. No animal pairing was too far-fetched. Yeah, I remember these erasers. I think they smell good too, didn't they? I don't know. You gotta have it. Totally Lisa Frank. Oh yeah, Hello Kitty. I loved Hello Kitty. I had a little Hello Kitty like diary and those little tiny pencils. I had Hello Kitty tiny pencils and Snoopy tiny pencils. But I never really had Lisa Frank stuff. Girl trends. The 90s were a time of transition fashion. My memory of the 90s was they were trying to bring back the 70s. And so they had bell bottoms and the sleeves that were all like frilly and like Stevie Nicks kind of look. I mean, for a while they had the really big bell bottoms. Oh, Blossom. I loved that show. There used to be a sitcom called Blossom. Blossom Russo, the precocious teenager title character of the TV series Blossom, who popularized the Blossom hat. Yeah, she always wore a hat. Spandex, all spandex. I scrunch, therefore I am. Excuse me. Hold on, let me get my hair here for a second. I have a scrunchie on right now, so. And it looks a lot like their scrunchie. I like a scrunchie. Well, the other ones sometimes kind of catch my hair a little bit, you know. I put my scrunch back in. All right, spandex. Yeah, I never loved spandex, but I did wear a vest like that, but I'd button mine up. I gotta say, the vest with the t-shirt, that's a cute look. It's cute, and it kind of trims you a little bit, you know. I don't hate that. We actually went to a 90s party, and I went out and found a vest, like I had in the 90s, and a choker necklace. If I had a picture, I'd show you. But, and I found my old, like, wire rim glasses that I wore in the 90s. And what else did I have? I forget. But, oh, and I found, like, a long skirt, and then boots. I wore my combat boots with a long skirt. It was cute. I was like, this is cute. There's a reason we wore this. It's cute. Anyway, in my opinionation, the sun is going to surely shine, but that's not why I'm wearing this hat. Opinionation, yeah. Oh, Clueless. That's a good show. I haven't watched it since it came out, but I remember it being good. Furbies, yeah. Like I said, I never understood the Furby. Did they talk? I forget. I think they talked. The Furby frenzy grew. There was a McDonald's Happy Meal. I feel like, oh yeah, here it is. Their eyes would open and close, and maybe they talked. Here it is. There were 4 stages of Furby development. In the first, the Furby, which were battery powered, only spoke a magical language called Furbish that included words like alum mela, nola, and mimi yutai. Okay, the second and third stages, linguistically, kind of like the Furby toddler years, the Furby could speak a little English, but most of what it said was nonsense. This I did not know. That's actually kind of interesting, I guess. There was also a pre-programmed game that the 2 of you could play called Ask Furby. Oh my god, wasn't there like some Ask Furby where it said something like naughty or something? Like it responded, ooh, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, yeah. These were definitely younger than me. I remember being with my little cousin who's probably, he might be 10 years younger than me. And he was really into these guys. Yeah. Go, go. Power Rangers. Tommy the Green Ranger turned White Ranger. What? Why did he? Where's the green? Huh. I don't know. Okay. Megazord. Nope. Don't know that. Oh, here's like a pink Kimberly. Yeah, I can't say I remember any of these Rangers. Tamagotchi. Oh. You had to like keep it alive. I think my friend Nikki had one of these. And you had to like feed it and keep it alive. And you'd carry, and she'd like, in between tables, we were waitresses, she'd like take care of her little thing. A Generation 2 Tamagotchi virtual pet, circa 1997. In his second release, the egg-shaped keychains were available in a wider range of colors and designs. Congratulations, it's the cutest poop in the world. There were 4 hearts on the happy and hunger meters. If all the hearts were filled in, then your Tamagotchi was fine. But if, say, only 1 heart was filled in the happy meter, then you'd have to figure out how to improve Tamagotchi's mood. You could give it a loaf of digital bread by using 3 buttons beneath the LCD screen to navigate to the fork and knife icon, or play with it by navigating to the bat and ball icon. Once the hearts were filled, you could go on about your day and be no longer beholden to the toy for the moment. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Heroes in a half shell. I thought it was on a half shell. In a half shell. Yep. They're all named after artists, painters, right? What are their names? Let's see. Donatello. One's Michelangelo. One's Donatello. They don't tell you their names. They must tell us somewhere. That's weird. Ripon Mike. Donatello. Oh, Raphael. There's another one. Huh. This is Splinter. I can't remember. Somebody in the comments will probably remember. I don't remember. Oh, I said my uncle gave me Vanilla Ice. Yep, here he is. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Vanilla Ice. it is. Stop, collaborate. Go Ninja. Go Ninja, go. Oh, MC Hammer. Hammer time. I can like sing almost the whole song. Too legit to quit. Home Alone. Yeah, it's a cute movie. I've only seen it like once, and I remember we saw it in a theater that was so jam-packed that like we couldn't get seats together. We had to separate. That's how popular that was. Talking Kevin doll. The Talk Boy. Ugh, Power Wheels. I've never liked these. I just think it's not great. I don't know. Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis. And I don't have any feelings on this rivalry. I know I was going to say my brother-in-law, who was my age. My husband's older than me. But I was going to say he had Nintendo, but now that I see Genesis, I think he had both. I'm pretty sure he did. But I never played any of those. Game Boy, I never played any of that. Saved by the Bell. All right. This show was cheesy and dumb and cheesy, and I think I watched every single episode. There's something like just stupidly nice about it. Yeah. Ugh, I thought she was so pretty. I think she still is. Tiffany Thiessen. I can't remember his name, but he was, the dork. And he was like the good looking guy. And I can't remember her name. She was in that strip tease or something. Where's Zach? They don't show Zach. Oh, there he is in Zach. Yep. Parker Lewis, the primetime Zach Morris. I don't know what that is. New Kids on the Block. Yeah, these guys, after my time, I don't know. I don't really know their music that well. I mean, it's like, of course, we've all heard. But I couldn't tell you if I'm hearing NSYNC or New Kids or... I don't know. And I don't know who's who. Well, that's Wahlberg, right? That's about all I know. Hanson did that song. Bop, 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 bop. It's funny because they were like really, if you look at the old videos of them, they were just little boys. Like very young. I don't know how old they were, but this kid was like 10 years old. And they wrote and recorded all their music. Like, that's pretty cool. I don't know. I wasn't like a Hanson fan. I mean, that Bop song's stupid. But looking back on it, actually, I saw a video where they were singing, it was like a Simon and Garfunkel song or something. No, it was like a Neil Young kind of song. I forget, but yeah, they were pretty good as adults. They're still recording, I think. Yeah, there's NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. I don't know. But it's funny because, like I said, my one girlfriend, she's only 5 years younger than me, and she knows every song by these people and Britney Spears. I don't know any of that. I have this book. Yep. I remember staring at these for a long time. My husband can see them like right away. I would have to stare and stare and stare, and maybe I'd see it for like a second, and then it would go away. But they're just like, they look like that, and then if you stare at it long enough, a 3D image will come out. It is funny. Some people can see them really easily. I still don't see it. The cat says, that's me. The Chicago Bulls. Okay. Well, I was a Detroit Pistons person, so mortal enemies. I don't really care though. Michael Jordan, yeah, pretty awesome. Skip it. I remember trying this. Yeah, you put this around your ankle and you skip over it. Skip it. Pop it. I I used to love bop it. You pop it, pull it, twist it. That was fun. I think there's still one at my sister's house. When I go there, I always play it. It's still fun. It starts slow, and it's like pop it, twist it, pull it, pop it, and then it kind of goes, and then it gets faster and faster, and you have to remember all the stuff you did before. It's fun. Or no, I guess you don't remember what you did before. You just have to do it really quick. Simon is the one that it has this, well, that's 80s, but you had to remember what you did last time and keep doing it. That was good too. High-tech footwear. The Reebok pump basketball high tops. Pump it. They used to have a commercial. They go, pump it. I bought Nike Air Max during this time, which were pretty expensive, but I was running a lot at the time. And I mean, it was like a whole day's work of money that you put towards those shoes that were that expensive. And they had like a, let's see if they have a picture of them here. Hold on. Nope. They had like a clear air pocket you could see, so you knew when you walked, that air was going up and down. But mine had some kind of like pinhole in them. So every time I walked, they'd go squeak, squeak, squeak. And it was soft enough that I think like everybody'd go, that's no big deal. But it was loud enough, especially when you're out jogging, that it would make me crazy. And then they got like water in them, and then they'd be like, that's my Nike Air Max story. Yep. LA lights. Oh yeah, these would light up. That was the beginning of the light up shoe. They like had to ban these in schools. Pump it. Barcelona Summer Olympics and the Dream Team. Oh yeah, they sent like all the best basketball players over there. And I think they clobbered everybody, right? It was the first year you could have professionals play in the Olympics. Is that what it was? Paid professionals? I think that's what it was. Something like that. The Dream Team. Larry Bird. Oh yeah, that was the year that Tanya Harding bashed Nancy Kerrigan's legs. Well, okay, no, that's not right. Her boyfriend like paid a guy to bash her legs. I don't know if Tanya knew anything about it. I did watch that movie Tanya with Margot Robbie, and it was good. But I don't remember what they showed there. But anyway, at the time there was a question of whether Tanya knew or not. I think she didn't know. But yeah, that was crazy. The whole thing was crazy. And then Tanya's shoe came untied. Yeah, that was crazy. Green Day. Okay. I remember I was in Arizona and I came out of Marshall's. I think it was a Marshall's. And at that time I had a Chrysler LeBaron convertible. It was cool. It was an aqua blue LeBaron. And I put the top down and I crank up the car and the radio comes on, and on comes, the first time I ever heard it, the Green Day song Long View. And if you don't know it, look it up because it's such an awesome tune. But the beginning like bass line of it is like I can't do it right now, but it's like I can't come up with it, but it just makes your blood go. It's so exciting. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, this is it. This is my song. I got to get this. So I went out and bought the cassette tape. And I listened to that Dookie cassette tape. I think it was in that box when I pulled out and went through my box of old cassette tapes. I think Green Day Dookie was in there. Yeah, that song made you feel like you wanted, I don't know, go crazy. Like, it was so good. Like, so exciting and like angry and fun and all that all at once. Everything you are when you're like 20. What year did it come out? Probably 23 years old or something. Anyway, loved it. But then I didn't really keep up with Green Day after that very much. Although my son, when he was like 10, got really into Green Day for a while. What did they say? Oh, Time of Your Life. Yeah. 1998. Those songs got a little not as good, I didn't think. TGIF. It was Friday night, and the mood was right. You turn into TGIF, or Thank Goodness It's Funny, ABC's end of the week, family-friendly 2-hour programming block. Perfect Strangers, I remember that show. Family Matters, that had Urkel, Full House, yeah, with the little girls, little Ashley and Mary Kate. Yeah, I never really got into all that. Dinosaurs, I never saw that, but it looks stupid. Perfect Strangers was just silly, cheesy. Full House, yeah, they're all kind of silly, I guess. They make you feel good, I think. Cozy. Rating TGIF catchphrases. Oh, they have the Perfect Strangers. Now we are so happy. We do the dance of joy. Oh, yeah, he was from, like, I don't remember some other country. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah, I can't remember. Those are familiar. Family Matters. I've fallen and I can't get up, said Urkel. Whoa, Mama. I had never watched that. Did I do that? That was Urkel. Dinosaurs, not the mama. Baby Sinclair. I don't know what that. I'm the baby. Gotta love me. Full House. You got it, dude. How rude. Have mercy. Cut it out. This is nuts. I don't know any of these. Nope. Jurassic Park. Yeah. I remember that coming out. Seen it at the movie theater. Full theater. There was a little kid behind us who was describing every single dinosaur. And then the one, they said the name and he goes, that's not a Brontosaurus. That's an Apatosaurus. And we were like, shut up, kid. Not really. It was fine. The young Tyrannosaurus Rex with removable dino damage wound. Oh my goodness. Barney. I love Tiny Toons. We're tiny, we're toony. We're all a little loony. Pinky and the Brain. I remember that. Sky Dancers. I've never in my life heard of this. Huh. Yeah, I don't know this. Wow, they really fly. Total Recall. The company that manufactured Sky Dancers in the mid-90s received more than 100 reports of the dolls injuring kids. Oh no. But these rogue Sky Dancers weren't just hitting kids. They were kicking their asses. What? Broken ribs, scratched corneas, mild concussions, and temporary blindness were among the injuries reported. That's terrible. I've never heard of these. So they fly up. They don't look like they're big enough to cause a broken rib. Whoa. Beanie Babies, yeah. And there were all these adults collecting those things, I think. I remember when my kids were little, it may have been the same company, but they made these stuffed animals. They looked like this, kind of. But they had a online Weebles. What were they called? Webbies. I think they were like Webbies or something. And you'd like, I don't remember, there was because we didn't have phones yet. Must have been on the computer, and you could play a game. It was kind of fun. Boy trends, cowboys, crisscross, a starter jacket, the ultimate cool kid accessory, and a crisscross patch, which could have been stitched onto a backward shirt to demonstrate your love for the teen rap duo. Yeah, crisscross. Mac, that'll make you jump, jump. That's them, right? Jump, jump. Aladdin. I'll tell this story. At Red Lobster, where I worked, there was this woman who knew my niece was coming into town. And she said, I have Aladdin Walt Disney VHS in my car if you want to buy it for $5. And this was a pretty new movie. But I was like, you do? Okay. So I pay her $5. And it looks just like this, I swear. It looks just like this. And then she came in and she's like, another day she goes, do you want any other Disney movies? I got them all for $5. I was like, no, not really. But then, like 2 months later, she got arrested because she had a trunk full of pirated Disney movies she was selling. But I tell you, it looked like a real movie. So I don't know how that worked, but I was like, uh-oh. So there you go. So don't do crime, kids. Crime doesn't pay. Well, it paid $5, but after that, the soundtracks. Pocahontas. I loved this movie, Pocahontas. That was a good one. Actually, I was thinking of Mulan. I don't know why I was confusing those. I love Mulan. Pocahontas was okay. Mulan was awesome. The Mighty Ducks, the animated series. Keep the world quacking. Spice Girls. Yeah, I never listened to them. That's Ginger Spice. If you want to be my lover. Mel C. She was on, like, I don't know, America's Got Talent, or So You Think You Can Dance, or something like that. I saw her. That's it. Oh, here's the publication. 2013, so it's 10 years old. What is this? T-shirt transfer? Is it in there? No, it's not in there. It feels like something's in here. Wait, what is it? Is it Urkel? It says it's Urkel. Did I do that? I should totally put this on a t-shirt. What do? You iron it on? Oh my gosh, you guys. We may have to do this. I wonder if I could get an iron up here. I think I might do this on this channel. Make an Urkel t-shirt. That's silly. I'm gonna have to remind myself how you do it. Get in there, Urkel. I'm gonna have to leave this part out. Oh, maybe that. Well, no, you wouldn't use that. I don't know. I should put it right there. Bring back the 90s. Look, it's from Ollie's. Good and cheap. $1.99. Look inside for a retro t-shirt transfer. Relive the decade that brought us the Power Rangers, Saved by the Bell, and Beanie Babies. Celebrating the most irresistible and random bits of 90s pop culture. This jam-packed book looks back at the toys, games, TV shows, movies, books, and music you used to beg your parents for. For anyone who 90s toys, fads, and memories from childhood in a fully illustrated, shamelessly nostalgic, and outrageously